All right, folks, it's Jay Tucker from Heyo here again. We're about to get started. I've loved getting to meet some of you over here on Twitter, learning about your businesses, why you decided to sign in. Some of you have even messaged me before the webinar. Real quick before I bring Jeff on the line, if you hear any barking or heavy breathing, that is my dog. It's actually 9 p.m. where we're located here in the United States, so I brought her into the office to join me tonight. So that's just a warning in advance. The heavy breathing might also be me if I get talking too fast and too excited. But folks, you're here to learn about the best practices and tactics for running successful Facebook campaigns. We have Jeff live, so I'm going to go ahead and unmute Jeff. Jeff, can you hear me all right?
Jay, I can hear you nice, loud and clear. So we're speaking from Sydney here in Australia.
Awesome. And you were recently in the States, right?
Yeah, we've been there a couple of times the last couple of months. So it's been Chicago and Salt Lake City. So some pretty cool places. Chicago was great, and
Awesome.
Salt Lake City was. I've never been there before, so it was great to see the Mormon Tabernacle Temple area. It was pretty cool.
Yep. My brother actually lives in Chicago, so I'm up there all the time and love it. But real quick, for those who haven't been introduced to Heyo before, give a quick summary of how you got introduced to Heyo, how you met Nathan, just for everyone listening in.
I suppose initially met Nathan about was just over 2 years ago at Social Media Examiner World in San Diego, and he came up and we had a big chat, and then he was working on a project, and then he sort of contacted me, I think a few months later, 12 months later, and said, hey, I've launched Heyo, check it out. So that's how we met. So it's been over 2 years now.
Awesome. And I know you just posted on your blog the article about the new thing we're working on. We'll save that towards the end of the webinar, but first we'll go on to the original Heyo stuff that we've been working on and give them some information about that, and then we'll jump in a little bit to the Heyo card stuff. How's that sound?
Sounds great.
Awesome. Well, I'm going to go ahead and mute you. If you have anything you want to throw in, go ahead and just unmute yourself and feel free to shout out at me, and I'll probably pull you in a couple times as well, Jeff.
Okay, no problem. Look forward to it.
Awesome. Well, folks, as you can see on the screen, you're here to learn best practices and tactics for running a successful campaign on Facebook. So here's what you're going to learn in the next 30 minutes. First, we'll go over 6 case studies that captured over 7,000 emails total and drove revenue for those businesses. Next, we'll go into the 6 pieces that every Facebook contest needs to succeed, and then I'll give you 3 additional bonus tips to actually turn those email leads you're collecting into paying customers. And lastly, I'll do a live demonstration of how you can copy these strategies yourself to build your email list, drive engagement on your social media pages, and increase sales with your Facebook page. And then at the end, we'll go into live Q&A, and as I mentioned, we'll discuss a little bit about Heyo Cart, which some of you may have already seen on Jeff's blog. So, as Jeff said, we're Heyo. Brief summary real quick. We were founded here in Blacksburg, Virginia, right across the street from Virginia Tech's campus by a student in his dorm room. His name is Nathan Ladka. You can see him pictured here in the middle and on Creative Live here as well. And he's been featured all over the place since he started the business from his dorm room about 3 years ago. You can see some of those places, including Jeff Bullas' blog there on the bottom. The reason Yahoo Finance is on there, we were actually financed by a man who founded Vyvanse, and that's where we are today. So we've been all over the world speaking about Facebook campaigns, social media strategy, and that's why we're here to talk to you today. So number 1, case studies. What does this look like and what results might be for you? So real quick, so I can get a general sense of who's already run Facebook campaigns, go ahead and post yes or no in the GoToWebinar questions so I can get a feel for who already has a general concept of how this works, and if not, I can go into a little further detail. Yes, no, yes, yes, yes. So it looks like pretty mixed results. So folks, for those of you who haven't run one before, this is a great opportunity for you to get started. Those who already have, I hope you learn at least 2 new things that you can take and put into place for your next social media campaign or Facebook contest. So first, for those of you who haven't run one, real quick, where a contest like this where you're actually collecting email leads exists is as a custom tab in an app on your Facebook page. So to drive traffic into those, obviously people aren't going to be looking for those tabs on business pages and just searching for contests to win the prize. So the best way to drive traffic in is using posts on your page to share a link that drives the traffic right into that tab. That way they're seeing them on their news feeds. So we'll go ahead and jump straight into those case studies. If you have any questions along the way, feel free to post them in the GoToWebinar questions. We have Alex and Lauren from our team there answering them, or tweet them at Heyo and we'll get them answered on Twitter. So here's the first case study for y'all to look at. I'll go ahead and give you a second to digest it on the bottom and read those stats in the teal across the middle of the screen here. So as you can see, you've met Milena here, who ran a campaign, she's an agency, for her ski resort client that converted at over 30%. So when we're talking conversion rates in these next couple case studies, that means the amount of emails captured out of the impressions of people who actually laid eyes on this contest. So you can see this one was giving away a pair of skis or a snowboard every day during the Winter Games. And then you can see what the contest looked like, and there was also a mobile version. So there was no ad spend on this campaign. So that's Milena's campaign. Next up is Paul. So Paul ran a contest. He runs an inn here in the United States, and he ran around Valentine's Day to give away a room with some treats left in the room for the Valentine's Day weekend. And that was going to be an empty room for them, so basically no cost to them, giving away that room that they wouldn't have booked anyway, and they got tons of new email leads from that. So you can see this particular contest captured 716 emails, and this conversion rate was a stunning 60%. So for those of you who have run a campaign before, I bet you're pretty impressed with that number, and those of you who haven't, I'm sure those emails in itself are impressive to you. You know what emails cost to you to get. So you can see that that amount of emails is awesome. Next is Amy from Mixed Bag Designs. Actually, real quick, I'm going to jump back. Another little pro tip for you guys. When you're running a campaign, running them around a holiday or an event is a great tool to get better results. So you can see that conversion rate was double of what the last one was, and it really helps putting them around certain events. So whether that's Mother's Day or Father's Day coming up, Valentine's Day, St. Patrick's Day, whatever it might be, running it around an event, so maybe a conference, could work better for you as well. So keep that in mind when planning your next campaign. So I'll jump back to Amy here. So Amy's from Mixed Bag Designs, and her goal was selling more bags. So I'm sure all of you listening in, Mark, who runs a boutique shop, Lindsay, who sells jewelry, those of you signing in here and listening in, I'm sure you'd like to sell more of whatever your product or service might be. So that was her goal as well. She captured 582 emails and got 1,800 people to actually view her contest, whether that was mobile or the desktop laptop version. So 30%, another pretty good conversion rate if you've run them in the past. Here's another contest run by Stein. They sell all kinds of different home equipment, and this contest was a pretty big one. They gave away a 3-piece stainless steel kitchen set, so a fridge, a dishwasher, and an oven. And you can see their results down here below. So almost 19,000 people viewed it. They captured 6,500 emails, and that was about 35% of the people. So I'll go through these next couple really quick. These are just some general ideas, and when I talk about those 6 things needed in every contest, I'll tie them back into some of the features in these contests that we're showcasing. So think about the prize related to the business. This next contest was really, really successful, 78% conversion rate. I'll go ahead and let you look at the screen to see what the prize was. This one worked really well, and the conversion rate was so high because of the prize they gave away. So as you can see, they actually were naming a hat after the first prize winner, and then they had 5 additional prizes where each of those 5 people got a free hat. So this is a hat company, and they were giving ownership to their fans, their customers. So that's really neat. They would get a hat named after them on their website. So that is another huge reason of why this one had such a high conversion rate. It's another pro tip, is giving ownership to your fans or customers. Here's another contest from the I Heart Camping Facebook page. And you can see their prize was a whole set full of things that you could use on a weekend camping trip. So a tent, sleeping bags, a cooler, a lantern, and a shirt. And their contest here converted 59%. They captured almost 2,500 emails and had 5,300 impressions. So in addition to running those sweepstakes type contests you've seen, there are also photo contests and refer a friend contests on the Heyo platform. And the cool thing about this photo contest, so another thing to keep in mind when you're running your next contest, is let people create content for you. That really gives them ownership as well. So this particular contest was for a beer company. They had a new beer coming out, and they let their fans or graphic designers design the label for their next beer. So they told them what kind of beer it was, and they said, go ahead, design whatever you want, put it on this contest, share it out with your friends, and this drove them a ton of traffic. And the Refer a Friend contest is great for bringing in new traffic to your pages as well. So those were some of the case studies, some little things to keep in mind. Now here is where you'll really want to take notes. So these are the 6 pieces every Facebook contest needs to succeed. Plus, I'm going to give you 3 additional steps to how to actually convert those email leads into paying customers after you've run the contest. So first, providing a strong incentive. Do not use something like an iPad, Amazon gift card. I know some of those of you who have listed that you ran a contest before probably have done something like that. Yes, that will get you tons and tons of leads, but how valuable are those actually going to be for you? Pick something that emotionally aligns with your fans and is actually going to pre-qualify those leads for you. So what that means is if you're giving away an iPad or Amazon gift card, you're going to get tons of entrants, but those don't relate at all to your business. If you give away something that kind of ties into your business, then you know those people might actually be potential customers for you. So we like to say at Heyo, Nathan, our CEO, came up with this. If you're giving away, if your company sells hamburgers, give away the ketchup or the lettuce or the cheese. So something that complements your business. So you're not giving away your business itself. Yes, sometimes that does work, but that might devalue your brand. If you're not into giving away your products or discounting them, think about a complementary product. So if you have any questions about what that might be, we can definitely help you figure that out. So strong incentive is number 1. Write down strong incentive. Number 2, creating urgency behind this contest. You all know when you're on Facebook, there's all kinds of things you can click. Somebody liked a picture, you get a notification, you want to go see that, there's all the different ads. Creating urgency, having that countdown there that they can see will get them to enter when they're there and not think, oh, I'll come back later and enter this. They will forget, I promise you that. Based on our testing, it is best to have a countdown with 7 days or less left on it. So 7 days, write that down as well. Creating urgency, 7 days or less. Next up, make it easy to enter. Do not be vague. Tell them exactly how to win, featuring the email opt-in as the first step. Remember, this is the most important part to actually driving sales for your business. This is the only way you can actually communicate with these people. You can't send them messages on Facebook, so this email gives you the opportunity to talk to those people. We have a ton of email integrations. let's see, what email platforms are those of you already on email marketing platforms using? So go ahead and type in the GoToWebinar questions what platform you're using. We're synced with tons. Aweber, MailChimp, Campaign Monitor, Constant Contact. Go ahead and type in the GoToWebinar questions your platform. Aweber, Constant Contact. Awesome. So a lot of them. Yep, we're synced with all those that I've seen listed. Perfect. So those will be sent specifically into whatever list you want. You can create a new one or an existing list you already have. So that's you, Belinda, Neil, Nathan, Arnold. Step number 4, write that one down. Let them market for you. This is free advertising for you. So as you can see, there's those numbered steps, 1 through 4. 2 through 4 are how you're going to get more traffic onto your page and into this contest. So you can actually have pre-populated text with that share to Facebook and click to tweet on Twitter. That way, their fans, their followers, their friends and followers will see what you've shared, and you can make that text specific to actually drive people back in. So that's something you'll think about as well. Number 5, brand trust. So it's terrible to just shove a contest into a rigid Facebook contest that doesn't allow your brand voice to come through. Having your brand logo at the top left, so they're seeing that, they recognize that when they first see this campaign. And then in the bottom right, where I'm circling now, you can have your brand voice highlighted and shine through so people can read it as the tone of your brand. So number 5, brand trust. Now number 6, I'm going to see if you guys can guess. So this is the 6th thing every Facebook contest needs to succeed. And I know some of you have been on webinars before. I recognize a lot of your names. So you guys can't answer. But those of you who haven't been on a webinar before, what do you think is the 6th most important step for having success with one of these campaigns? So go ahead and type it in the GoToWebinar questions. I'm not seeing it yet. Neil, that's a good one, posting it. That's definitely important, but I'm going to give you a statistic to see if you guys can get it. So about 50% of people, according to Facebook's last earnings call, is at 48%. About 50% of people who use Facebook only ever go on from their mobile phones. So I showed you this earlier. Does anybody guess it? Yep, awesome. Yep, everyone's typing it in now. So having this as a mobile version is that next step here. So number 6, mobile is a must. 48% of the people are only on mobile, never once from their desktop or laptop. So if you're not using a mobile version of the campaign, you're cutting your success in half, literally. And with this, conversion rates spike at least 15% when you're using the mobile version as well. So this is very crucial for running a successful campaign. Now here's the part where you really want to listen in. This is where you get the revenue. Cha-ching, cha-ching, pay attention, money. So next up are the 3 things that you can do to actually make sure you're going to get sales from these email leads you're collecting. So number 7, in the first bonus tip here, set up a thank you email. So for those of you who said you were on Aweber, MailChimp, Constant Contact, Campaign Monitor, this is what you'll do, is set up the autoresponder. So when you sync with your platform, as soon as those emails are sent into that list, you can have a thank you email. And here's why that's important. So I'm going to circle this sentence right here. So this sentence right here is very important in this email. We'll be announcing the winner Friday, May 16th. Be sure to watch your inbox to see if you've won. So that's notifying them, hey, we're going to send you another email. Make sure you're opening it. That way they're actually going to open those emails you're sending them, so the next email is a great way to get those sales. So this is a lookout for them. And then they're also providing content to give them some value. So send them an article to read why their stoves work so well. That's it. Very simple email. But in the back of their head, there's little things that say, oh, I got to open the next email from them. And you're linking them to valuable content, which is always great to provide for your customers. Number 8, sending the winning announcement. So you already set this up that you're going to be sending them another email. And this is where you actually get to capitalize on driving sales. So hey, our recent sweepstakes ended. The winner's been posted to our Facebook page. Unfortunately, you did not win. But here's another crucial thing. So letting them know there's going to be future contests and giveaways throughout the year. That way they're going to be checking back in. And then the reason why it's important for them to enter again, even though you already have their email, they're going to walk through those share features. So that's how you're going to get more traffic in. So each time you're building and building and building, so that's how you get those viral effects every single time. And then how they actually get sales is right here where they bold to make sure people read. So as a token of appreciation for your entry, we would like to invite you to enjoy 10% off your next purchase. And once again, they put some urgency in it. So they had an expiration date on the coupon, and here is their promo code. And there's a button linking right into the shop. And up top, they linked in the shop as well. So we love this campaign and their follow-up emails. As you can see, that last thank you email was from Solo Stove as well. So this is how you actually get revenue for your business. And then lastly, number 9 is the follow-up. So if you told the customers you're going to send them another email about the next contest, you might as well send it to them. They're expecting that. So this is a very meaningful way to drive revenue. So notifying them of the next contest with an email, linking them directly into the contest, or voting. So the next one was a photo contest for them with multiple prizes. And this is a great way, even though you already have their email, like I just said, to bring them back in, to have them share this contest with their friends. Other people might enter. They'll bring in more people as well. So pretty neat way to actually, one, drive revenue from that last email I just showed you, and this one in the future contests, getting them to market it for you. Pretty neat how that can work for you. So I know I might have gone a little fast with that, but if you have questions or want me to repeat something, put in the GoToWebinar questions and we'll make sure to get you taken care of. So number 3, I said I would show you how to do this yourself, how easy it is. You don't need to know any code. It will take not long at all. Who wants me to show them real quick how to build one of these contests very simply using the Heyo platform? So go ahead and type show me over here in the questions if you want me to show you how easy this really is. Yes, please, 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 please. Won't take, awesome. Yep, I'll go ahead and do it. Looks like, yeah, they're flowing in. Awesome. So let me go over and bring in the Heyo website. So let me make this a little bigger for y'all. So this is what your dashboard will look like when you log into Heyo. And we've tried to make this as easy for you as possible so you don't need to know a single line of code. So you click this giant orange Create a Campaign button. There's lots of different things Heyo can help you do. What we're focused on today is running those social contests to get email leads and drive revenue. So as you can see, there's lots of different templates. We're going to choose Sweepstakes. That's the most popular one we have. It drives the best results. It's easiest for you to enter or edit and easiest for them to enter. So that's why it works so well. So save and start editing. Then as you can see, anytime you hover over something, it highlights in this gray color. So that's something you can edit. We've also made it easy so there's these 6 different tabs you click on to edit that feature. Very easy. So header image, upload it directly from your computer if you have your brand logo saved there. We give you the recommended image size as well as a max file upload. So just upload it right from your computer, or you can grab it from online with the image URL. Done. Next, contest end date. So who remembers how much time you should put on the countdown? Go ahead and type in the GoToWebinar questions. I'm going to see if you guys remember or have your notes in front of you still. Perfect. Yep, all of you got it. 7 days or less to create that urgency. So I'm not going to launch this till Friday, so I'm just going to leave it at 9 days. But that'll be 7 days when I launch it. Done. Next up, the sign-up form. So you can pick your email marketing platform or click downloadable CSV, so that'll upload it as an Excel file for you. You can upload that wherever you want. You can add more fields if you want. You can put in a thank you page URL. I recommend not doing that though. That way they stay on this page to complete these share features. But you can add first name, last name, phone number if you want. The reason we leave it at just email, the less information you're asking for, the more likely people are to enter. So we leave it at email address. If you really think you need more information, you can add that. Then you can also change advanced options, the different colors to maybe fit your branding better, different fonts, or what you want that enter button to be. So there's a lot of customization in here as well. Next, the share settings. So this is crucial for the success of this campaign. So Facebook page to like, you just plug in your Facebook fan page URL. Link to share/tweet. Some people get confused with this. That's why we left this note right here. Leaving this blank, it'll auto default, so when people share, it automatically includes the URL driving traffic right back into this contest. So you don't have to worry about that at all. And then lastly here, Heyo makes it extremely easy where it says that's where you'll put in the pre-populated text for the share to Facebook and Twitter. So if you want to put your Twitter handle in there, you can. So I just entered to win a free bike from @Jeff Bullas. Enter for yourselves here. And then it'll autofill with that link. So when people are sharing, it'll drive them right back in. They know why they're clicking on that link. It's to win that free bike. So next, the contest image. This you want to create and bring in, showcasing what that prize is. Maybe have a little bit of text on there as well so people can see that they're winning whatever prize it might be. And then lastly on here, contest description. So here's where you can have your brand voice highlighted. You can include details about the prize. If you have any rules or regulations you want to add, like if they have to be 18, if they have to live in Australia or in the United States or in Europe or wherever they might be, this is where you can put any other details. And if you have a long list of rules and regulations you need to include, you can put a link in there as well to drive them to rules and regs externally somewhere. And like that, you're already done. So that took me 3 minutes and 40 seconds. I actually timed myself. So it doesn't take long at all. You just have to get those images ready, plug in a couple URLs, and you're done. Pretty easy. So I know a lot of you are probably wondering, well, how do I make the mobile version? I don't have time or the money to hire somebody to create that for me. Well, with the push of one button, I'll show you how that happens. Are you all ready to see it? Make sure you're paying attention. It's really quick. There it is. So everything's resized, reformatted to fit the screen. You don't have to do anything. And it's not just for an iPhone. It's whatever device they're on. It knows, it's responsive, how to make sure it's formatted to optimize the viewing for any user. So you're already ready to publish. So you click Publish, pick your fan page on Facebook. Takes a couple seconds, and then it'll give you that URL to use in your promotions. There it is, to link people right into your contest. So as you can see here, it's a smart URL, and it'll explain that there, but basically that means it'll be able to detect what type of device the user's on and format to fit that screen. Or if they don't have a Facebook, but they're on their laptop, it'll take them to a web version that's just a standalone web page. Pretty neat. So that's how easy and how quick you can build one of these contests to actually drive revenue for your business. Very simple. So as we talked about earlier, getting that free traffic, I showed you that case study, Amy and the other ones, that no ad spend, and they got all that traffic and so many leads. How did they do it? Well, this is how it works. I talked about how one person enters, they click those share features, here are their friends that enter, and so on and so forth. So it really does have that viral effect. Now, some other questions people have a lot. My industry is not a normal one. Can Heyo and these contests work for me? Absolutely yes. Here's a golf club who ran a contest. You can see they had a little less emails collected, but they had a great conversion rate. And they knew what their emails were worth to them, and this was beyond worth it. A knitting company, they literally just sell yarn, had over 5,000 people view their contest, 3,200 emails were collected, and that was a conversion rate of 64%, so pretty unreal. Here's a jewelry, I think it was Mark who had the jewelry company that I saw on Twitter. Here's a jewelry company, so 53% conversion rate, 1,500 emails for the business, 2,700 impressions. So I'm not technical. Will Heyo work for me? Yes, I just showed you that. That is how easy it was. There's no hidden things that I skipped over. That was the full process of how to launch one of these to your page. So once again, here's Amy. Just to reiterate her quote, didn't know a single line of code and she had great success. So far you've learned the 6 case studies that captured over 7,000 emails and drove revenue for businesses, the 6 pieces every Facebook contest needs to succeed, and those 3 bonus email tips to get paying customers, and I showed you how you can copy these strategies to build your email list, drive engagement, and increase sales with your Facebook page. Now before I go on, I'm going to see if Jeff has anything he wants to add on all that, or if he has any questions of things he wants me to cover and go more in depth with for you all. So Jeff, real quick, anything that you want to add before we jump ahead?
Yeah, I think what people really need to understand is the value of capturing those leads, because email leads are very powerful from an actual customer acquisition point of view. And if you can work out what the value of a lead is worth, then you can actually start to understand that the whole marketing funnel. And if you're actually paying to actually capture those leads, and let's say you basically buy the lead or spend $10 in Facebook advertising to capture the lead, but that turns into a $100 profit customer, well, that's the lifetime value of the customer, then $10 to actually acquire $100 is a pretty effective way to go. So using those emails, capturing those emails using Facebook, whether it's paid or organic, if you can work out what the value of that customer is, that's really, really important.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's one thing that we have people doing all the time. They come in and they say they're usually paying, $10, $15 per lead, and they calculate what it was from the contest, and they're just amazed with how that works. So yeah, knowing that about your business is very crucial, and trying different strategies is definitely valuable as well. Not everything's going to work for everyone, but going in and trying those different things, trying different prizes to see what resonates with your audience, different promotion tactics. There's all kinds of things that you can test with to see what works best for your audience. So anything else you want to add real quick before I move on, Jeff?
I think just we'll leave at that one point. I think it's worth remembering. So work on your marketing funnel and your earnings per click or earnings per email subscriber per lead.
Absolutely. So folks, those are some great tips to write down as well. So pay attention to all of that down the road. So as I mentioned at the beginning, I was going to consider today a failure if I didn't teach at least 2 things to you, especially those who have already run contests. So in the GoToWebinar questions, let me know, yes or no, did I do my job today? And if I didn't, what do you want to learn more about? And I'll actually reach out to you personally and go more in depth with some of those things for you. So yes or no, did you learn at least 2 things? And if you're super excited, which some people do, let me know what those were. Awesome. Lots of yeses. Terrific. Not seeing anyone disappointed. Awesome. So I'm glad you guys learned at least 2 actionable things that you can use to grow your business. Now, if you want me to go into pricing, go ahead and type buy in there as well. If not, I'll jump straight into Q&A, and I know there are probably some of you that want to hear quickly about Heyo Cart as well. So if you're interested in pricing, go ahead and type buy. We'll go over that real quick. If not, we'll jump straight to Q&A and a little bit about Heyo Cart if you've heard of what that is. If not, you'll learn a little bit. So let me go over back into the questions, see if I see anyone typing buy. Awesome. So we'll go real quickly into pricing, and then we'll jump into Q&A, see if there's anything you guys are really itching to ask. So here's what's included in every Heyo package. You can launch a campaign every other week. You have access to all those different templates I showed you. So the different contest templates, other lead generation templates, and many more. You get the direct integration with your email platforms to double your list with one of these contests. The mobile versions are already included, and you can just stop paying freelance developers and designers as a whole. So you don't have to worry about that. You don't need to worry about Facebook's terms of service, rules and regulations shutting you down. Our lawyers have taken care of that for you. And we have super awesome response from our customer support. So those of you who have been posting questions and getting responses, you already know that we're great with answering those types of questions. And Jeff didn't know we're actually doing this, but we have some bonuses for this webinar as well, because Jeff's been helping us a lot recently with promoting Heyo Cart, and we've had a great relation with him in the past. So here's some bonuses as well. So for attending this webinar, if you buy live today, we'll actually feature your fan page or business in a blog post. So we'll take the time, get on the phone with you, write about your business, your contest that you ran, and that'll drive additional traffic right into your page. I'll jump on the phone with you for a one-on-one strategy call to prepare for your very first contest. And because I'm feeling so good tonight, this isn't even in the bonuses, but I'll add in that I will do a follow-up call to look at your emails before you send them out. Oop, I can't even type and talk at the same time. I'll just talk. I'm going to add in a follow-up call with you after you set up your contest so I can look through it, make sure it looks great, and look at those emails with you as well that you're going to be sending out. Next, we'll send you 11 high converting ideas you can copy as an incentive or prize for your Facebook page. These are great. I talked about how important it was to have a good prize to really incentivize people to enter. So this will really help you get started. Next, you'll get access to our invite-only mastermind group on Facebook. Our CEO, Nathan, curates that. You can't get access to this any other way, and there are some top marketing minds in the world in there that provide feedback if you ask simple questions. Next, you can get a downloadable PDF of this slide deck so you can look back through it, look at those emails. I'll even send you text copies of those emails to use for yourself on your campaign. There's a free ebook about 10 contests that capture 10,000 emails so you can learn additional strategies. And lastly, a bonus 35-minute video course on how to double your email list. We had an executive from AWeber join us live on the stage on Creative Live with our CEO, and this is jam-packed with valuable tools for email marketing. So those are the bonuses for the webinar here today. It's definitely worth it, and that included with the Heyo package, $300 for the full year using the platform, running those contests, building your business. If you think about what Jeff said with knowing how much an email costs for you, you saw those results earlier, $300 for the whole year. You could run 12, 24, 48. You could run tons of contests to easily make up for this subscription. So heyo.com/Jeff Deal is how you can get a hold of those bonuses while we're live on the webinar here today. So go ahead over to heyo.com/Jeff Deal if you want to go ahead and sign up to run these contests and claim all of these bonuses only live today. So I know the time zones are a little different here. We'll work that out and make sure that you get those bonuses. But go ahead over to heyo.com/Jeff Deal. While people are doing that, if you have any questions, go ahead and send them into the GoToWebinar questions, and I'll get those answered for you. While I'm waiting for some questions to come through, I will also mention there is a 100% 30-day risk-free guarantee, no questions asked, so you could run a contest in that 30-day period easily, see how it works, see how many leads you get, see if it's worth it compared to other strategies you've tried for acquiring emails, and if it doesn't work for you, you don't get the response you thought, we'll give all your money back. So that's guaranteed by our CEO. You can see his signature down there, and you can ask Jeff. He's honest with his word. So there's that. Let me go ahead and see if there are any questions I can answer. So go ahead and post those in the GoToWebinar questions. There's a lot of stuff in the feed here. So if you posted a question and it hadn't been answered yet, or I don't get to it, post it again. That way it goes to the top of the feed. So those of you asking what the plan covers, here it is again. So there are the bonuses, and there are what the Heyo package comes with if you were to purchase without being on the webinar. So those bonuses are definitely worth it for the webinar. Awesome. So it looks like our team's done a great job of answering a lot of the questions. Yes, it is only $300 for the full year, those of you who have asked. It's that one-time payment. Awesome. So it looks like we got most of the questions answered. Another thing I'll show you real quick. Here's my email I get in my inbox every morning. This is a results email, so we can see the results every day, see the top performing campaigns, reach out to those people, see why they're having success, and really have great conversations. So you can see there's lots of varying amount of emails captured and conversion rates, but those are all pretty darn good, and I'm assuming a lot of you would like those for your business. So once again, heyo.com/JeffDeal. It looks like our team's done a great job of answering questions. So I'm going to go ahead and unmute Jeff again. And we'll briefly mention Heyo Cart while people are walking through that checkout page there. Looks like there are already still some people on that page. So Jeff, real quick, if you could give a summary of what your understanding is of our new technology, the Heyo Cart commenting buy, and why that you think that might be really successful for people.
Well, I think basically you're trying to optimize all aspects of your business online. So if you can actually turn those comments into cash, I think that's a pretty cool tactic. And especially with Facebook reducing its organic reach and trying to get people to pay more, if you can actually use your fans to actually connect directly with them on Facebook and get them to actually buy, and you get the cash straight away. I know that when I was using Amazon to sell my book in Australia, Amazon treats us as I don't know what it is, but they send us checks. They don't pay us online, which takes 3 months to send us that after purchase. Then they actually then send you a check, and that takes 30 days to clear plus fees. So Amazon was paying me 4 months, sorry, down the track, and also took their 30%. So if you can get direct payment, using the buy button on Facebook, rather than having to go, well, you can. I wouldn't say don't be on Amazon, but if you can add that value as well, I think that's pretty cool, and it's immediate. So I had some good results selling my book using the Heyo on that, and some of the other examples that Jay gave are just really, really great.
Yeah, absolutely, folks. So for those of you who were walking through the checkout page or still doing that, go ahead and walk through that. I'm going to go ahead and explain a little more detail what that is. Nathan wishes he could be here to tell you guys about this because he's super excited. We actually just first started marketing this. We kind of were keeping it to ourselves and having people test it, but we're just 2 days ago was the first day we ever released anything publicly about this. So this is what it looks like. So people are literally commenting buy on your status update, and from that it takes them to a page where they complete the transaction. The first time they're doing it, it's like any other checkout page online. So the first time they comment buy, it links them to somewhere to put in their information. Every time after that, so once a lot of users are using this Heyo Cart tool, anytime somebody posts a status using Heyo Cart and somebody has commented buy before, whether that was on their status or somebody else's page buying, so say it was on Jeff's page buying his book or Sue Zimmerman, the Instagram expert's page buying her book, the next time it's on anybody's status using Heyo Cart, they don't have to go to that checkout page anymore. So it's literally just a comment buy, and it transacts from their credit card. Literally typing 3 letters, hitting enter, or clicking submit completes the transaction from there on out. So this is another cool little technology. It's a different part of the business from what I've showed you today with creating contests, but this has a huge social proof tool built into it. So people see other people buying, they're more likely to buy. These comments help boost this up in people's news feeds, so you're not going to have to pay tons on ads because people are going to boost this up in the newsfeed for you. And then down the road, there's some other cool things we're doing to really increase this getting boosted up in the newsfeed as well. So this is a pretty neat tool that has literally just started. So Facebook's tested their buy button, Twitter's tested their buy button. This is completely different, and we think this is going to revolutionize the way social selling happens. So if you want to check that out in your free time, heyocart.com is where to go. So pretty neat. Jeff, you have anything else to add on this and why you think it works so well?
Well, it just makes it easy for people to buy, and also the technology makes it easy for people to set up. So you're removing barriers to buying. I think anything like that is just really, really awesome. So basically we use mobiles, we use Facebook, all because it's easy to use. So if you can make it easy for your customer to buy, I think that's fantastic.
Absolutely. Well, folks, I'm going to jump back to this page just to make sure that you guys are aware these bonuses only last through the end of the webinar. So that was the dog. I'm sorry. It's okay, Maple. For those of you who are on that checkout page, go ahead and wrap that up. We're going to be ending here shortly. If anybody has any other questions, go ahead and put them in the GoToWebinar questions. So we have people asking about their specific industries. Bill, real quick, that is actually a great industry. We have tons of people in the medical space using our platform, whether it's orthodontists, dentists, doctors, and they have iPads and stuff set up in their office for people to enter, or you can have QR codes with them to jump straight to the contest. There are lots of things you can do for your particular field. So heyo.com/Jeff Deal is where to go to make sure you're getting those bonuses before we end the webinar here today. So folks, go ahead and ask any more questions you might have. We're here to help. That's it for the content I have today. Loved having you all live from, it looks like, all over the world. So go ahead and let me know if you have any other questions. And if not, you don't have any other questions live, we'll go ahead and leave this up probably 10 minutes after I get off here. So if anybody else wants to purchase while the webinar is still live, we'll still throw those bonuses your way. So I'll leave this screen up. I don't see any other questions coming through. So Jeff, thanks for joining. Thanks for being here to help answer questions and give more insight to your fans. I know they love it and appreciate it. Folks, thanks for tuning on. Jeff, any closing words from you before we sign off here?
Yeah, just keep optimizing what you're doing with your online marketing, and the best thing to do is not just to think about it, but do it. So, and I'd be, give Heyo, like, I would say that you'd be able to get, just getting a few subscribers to actually get that $300 back, and that's pretty awesome. So, the value of a customer, those email sort of capture rates are just fantastic, and they're real. So if you only got a few email subscribers, you can turn them into customers, then you've got your $300 back, most probably within a week. So I would recommend go and do it and give it a shot.
Awesome. Well, thanks again, Jeff, for joining us live. I'll shoot you an email here shortly after we end, or maybe tomorrow morning when I wrap things up. But folks, thanks again for joining us. If you have any questions, we'll stay live here in the questions, so feel free to ask them. We'll get them answered. Once again, heyo.com/Jeff Deal is where to claim those bonuses before we close out. So we'll talk to you soon, folks. Thanks for joining us.